with your palate cleansers. Show me what you got.
Welcome in, everybody, to a brand new episode of Audionots, the 2021 episode. We did it. We survived. We survived 2020, which is a real win in my book. This is your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the infamous MC Ren. What's going on, my man?
What is good, man? New year. I can't believe we made it.
We did. We made it. In fact, I think I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says something like "I survived 2020" and all I got was a stupid ass T-shirt, because I think people would like that.
It's the one you're wearing. Pretty funny.
I know. Well, if we want to jump into that real quick, I am wearing a customized T-shirt by my daughter's boyfriend's company. It's called Plastered, and he makes all sorts of cool stuff and sells it on Depop. I think he has a Instagram account. It's like @plastered.com. But the real cool part of this T-shirt is here. I'm gonna flip around. You gotta tell me if I get it in right, because I can't see when I turn around.
Yep, right there. Who's that?
Got straight up All Might on the back of the T-shirt, so it's cool as heck. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
He made that?
Yeah, he made it. He made it using his Cricut cutter, which I believe you have a Cricut cutter.
Man.
Am I right?
Yeah.
It's like the young guy thing. So Cricut cutters were originally the thing for the old ladies. You know, every old lady with her 2 cents had a Cricut cutter. And now it's all these young bros have the Cricut cutters because they're like, they figured out they could make their own custom cool stuff. Like, what have you made with yours?
I've made a lot of T-shirts. I made a lot of decals, lots of stickers.
You made me a T-shirt, and it was awesome. So you made us custom Vigilante T-shirts.
Yeah.
Of Vigilante design, and I'm gonna wear that next episode because it turned out really dope too.
Yeah, because instead of using the vinyl for shirts,
you froze.
am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
Instead of using
days into 2021.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, I updated my internet too. What's going on? Yeah, instead of using vinyl, I used the transfer ink to test out, see how cool the ink transferred to the shirt, and it worked out pretty cool. I posted a video on our IG if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, Ren has been making T-shirts and taking photos. I mean, it's some good stuff. Like some of your photography, like you see people start to get into photography and learn photography, and you've always been a pretty decent photographer.
Yeah.
But you made up your mind that you were going to be a really good photographer. I think you went from being a photographer, like we used to always joke, and I think you've crossed that threshold to where you're a legitimate photographer. And I've seen some of the stuff you're doing. It's kudos to you, my friend. It's really good.
Yeah, I still need to post those up, and so behind schedule.
It's
everything.
It's super good. Tell them the tagline you came up with, because I thought that was genius too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be posting photos on our Vigilante socials, and then you know how people have like photos by Amy, photos by Joe,
Yeah.
So our tagline is gonna be captured by Vigilante.
Oh, I love it. It's so good, so good. That's like the best idea I've ever heard.
Well, that's the benefit of being in marketing and marketing designers, right?
Yeah. So you got the whole gambit when you come to like the scene. So yeah, that was good. I love it.
Yeah, I'll post those up soon once I get the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think the peeps want to see it. So don't forget, people out there, it's 2021. It's time to get yourself some new design. So make sure to visit vigilantedesign.com or one of our amazing social medias and say what's up and see if we can get you with a design, maybe a logo or a website or some photography. I mean, there's so much cool stuff.
Yeah, if you guys want to get, a shout out from us, just let us know. We got plastered a free plug.
Yeah,
amazing.
Free plugs are the best.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Listen, I'm super excited to tell everybody this. So 2020 finished, and we've looked at our statistics, and the show is growing, surprisingly enough. There's people actually listening to the two idiots that we are. And this is the best news ever. We were number 1 or number 5, I forget, in Russia. We're like a top 5 show in Russia. And no, excuse me. top 20. We're number 28. 28 in Russia and 200 and something in the United States on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
And the thing about it is Apple Podcasts has over 500,000 podcasts on there. So us being in the 200s in the United States is a huge deal. So if you do a design with Vigilante Design, you get a shout out on the show. You could be not just our joke of tens of people anymore. It's more. It's more people are listening.
You sure you're not missing a zero there?
No, I know. It sounds like it should be 228,000, but yeah, it was pretty good. So, and then, like I said, if you've got any hot content you need to get pushed out into Russia, we're huge in Russia, in the 28th spot. So,
yeah. So shout out to all you Audionuts out there, man.
Yeah, you guys are making it happen. We appreciate it. So, yeah, how was your New Year and Christmas since we've been on hiatus for a while?
It's been a good break. It's a much needed break, with all that's going on, work. It was just kind of like some downtime that's needed for both me and the fam.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It was just like some time to recover, basically.
Yeah, it was a weird holiday, right? So
yeah,
you couldn't do like the things you normally did, and so people had to like kind of hold back on big parties. No big New Year's Eve parties, no huge Christmas gatherings. I know for us, we just gathered with our direct family, ones that came out of my wife's birth canal or related to those people,
Right.
So not a lot of people around.
Yeah, because like Christmas came along, it didn't really felt like Christmas. Christmas,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's Christmas, and then we're just like opening presents, eating good stuff,
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. You stuck to your traditions, even though you couldn't maybe do everything. The things you could do, you did them.
Yeah, but it was good. We spent a lot of time together. We're basically stuck to spend time together. We got no choice.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good presents.
Nice. What'd you get? Anything amazing you want to tell the nuts about?
My favorite present out of all the presents was my wife. Shout out to my wife. Best wife ever. She got me a DJI Ronin RSC2.
Whoop whoop.
And what that is, it's a gimbal for your mirrorless cameras and DSLR cameras.
And for those who are not in the know, this is a legit gimbal. This is why this guy's pro level. He's a photographer now.
No, and then I'm becoming a videographer too.
Oh yeah, you can be able to shoot those hot ass like videos, corporate videos, music videos. You got them all.
Yeah, so she got me that. I mean, shout out to her. It's not an cheap item,
right?
So, and it's hefty. I love it. I've been trying to do more with it, and then I got a gig sometime, I think this weekend or next weekend. I'll be doing a video with it.
Nice, that's awesome. I can't wait to see the results. Maybe we'll post those too.
Yeah, I think once we get a little more into this, me and you can like travel and actually do it.
Oh my gosh,
as a team, it'd be kind of cool.
It'd be so cool. Yeah, once we could start getting out there and actually being around people all the time, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. What was your favorite present?
I got all sorts of crazy stuff, but one of the coolest ones I got is you're looking at it and don't even know it. So I'm all straight up 10K now, like Ren. My mom got me my own DSLR. I've connected it here, so I'm looking right at it. What's that?
Your mom got you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep, that's right. And so it's cool. I got a whole setup going on now. So my podcast station, Kid Danger allowed me to build into his area and hook up to his gaming PC, and I've got multiple lights going on, and I got all these things happening. He got this cool light in the background that makes the walls look like space. So like there's space going on. I'll spend my Christmas break. I don't know if you can see it. I go this way. You kind of see the wall in the back. I set up all the old video games I've been saving over the years. And I have literally from the Atari 2600 all the way up to like some of the current consoles, not the fives and, super new Xbox stuff. But other than that, they're pretty much on that rack back there.
Yeah, you got to share that photo to all the nuts out there.
Oh yeah, I'll post it. Yeah, I'll post it. So I'm still connecting. I got about 3/4 of it connected now because I had it all saved in boxes and I started digging it out, and I didn't realize I didn't put it away all that well as I've collected all these video game systems. And I started pulling them out, and it's just mad amounts of wires and cords and trying to figure out what goes where, making sure I have enough plugs for everything. I've had to buy not one, but 2 switches so I can have a switch that switches between the different systems. And some of them are so old. You know, you try to connect a Atari 2600 or original Nintendo to one of these new TVs. It's not as easy as you'd hope.
It'd be so cool once like we could, everybody could get together again.
Yes.
Kid Danger can invite his buddies over, and now what are these?
Oh man, when I was setting up, his mind was blown. He's like, "Whoa, what is this?" Like the funniest thing is he was super excited about the original Xbox and then the PlayStation 2. He's like, "I've never seen one of these."
Really?
And on the PlayStation 2, you know, I don't know if you remember this, but it had a logo of the PS2 logo that would spin whether you laid if you laid the console down horizontal versus vertical, and you could spin the logo so it was always the right orientation.
Well, that's a hot take because not a lot of people know that you could turn it.
Yeah, somehow this fool knew about it. It was like a rumor, you know, like he kind of knew about it. And he's like, first thing he did, he kind of creeps over and goes, "Is it okay if I touch this?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it, man." And he flips, he goes, "It does do it." He's like, mind blown.
He picks up these little like rectangle things. What are these?
Yeah,
these are memory cards.
Blow into that, snap it in there, and you're ready to rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was pretty amazed by it. So I'm hoping that once we can connect with people in real life, we're gonna have like a video game day where we play the best couple games on each console and just move through the years.
Yeah, man, your setup looks legit. You're like a professional gamer streamer now.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if I'm number 28 in Russia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's coming together between his stuff and the stuff that I've been putting together. It's pretty legit. So I'm enjoying it. It's a fun hobby.
I need to create mine when I get my own like man cave.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it from your angle, but you have a dope custom computer that you built from scratch. So there's nothing to be shameful there.
It's right here, but you
just can't see it. So let's get started. Let's get started with the show. It's official. Before we rattle on too long. So everybody, we're going to do kind of a little bit different show today because it is the first one of 2021. We're going to start off like we're used to because we want to catch up on all the TV. There's a lot of stuff I want to review with Ren. Yeah, so much stuff. And then instead of the news, we're going to jump to like the best things of 2020. And you're thinking, wait, there was no good things in 2020, but there has been. And so we're going to remind you of those few good things that did happen. And we're going to kind of finish the episode with that. But let's start with our streaming. So here's the healthy stream. Let's start over on Disney Plus because Disney Plus had a lot going on over the break. They released a movie. And they gave us lots of information about some new shows. And because it's been so long since we've been on, the last episode of The Mandalorian, we haven't talked about the last episode of The Mandalorian, which is like, we should have had like a special like alert break just for that. So let's start there. What did you think? Was it everything you hoped and dreamed?
It was everything I hoped, dreamed, and then more.
And then more.
Yeah.
Nice. I loved it, man. I was so certain. I think what I liked about it is I did a really good job of staying away from any of the spoilers. And I built up in my mind what I thought was going to happen because we knew as the season was going along that he was going to find a Jedi to come take baby Go-Gurt and do their thing. And I had built up in my head that like a certainty that it was going to be Ezra. I'm like, this is going to be Ezra. I know that they want to connect this to Rebels even more. That's what's going to happen. And then we were shocked it wasn't Ezra.
I kind of knew that it wasn't because I was hoping that it wouldn't be him. That way Ezra could be its own story and not be the Mandalorian because this is the Mandalorian and not Rebels / Ahsoka, you know?
And you mentioned that, I think, with the last one, when I was busy trying to convince everybody that it was going to be Ezra, you said that same thing, that you were hoping it wouldn't be, and you were right. And so spoilers coming up. So if you haven't seen the Mandalorian season finale just yet, you may want to fast forward half a second. But if you haven't, it's really a shame. You should be watching
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame. But yeah, so instead of Ezra, it turned out to be freaking Luke Skywalker.
Luke himself.
Yeah, they went full like computer animated Princess Leia. What was the Tarkenton guy? Dead, actor.
Moff Tarkin? Moff.
Was he a Moff?
Yeah, he's a Moff.
Nice. Anyways, Tarkin. Yeah, I think that sounds right
Maybe?
to me.
Oh.
So they've done it. So this isn't the first time, I guess, is what we're getting at, of them giving us a computer animated human that's supposed to fool us and make us think it's a real person. So let's just for kicks and giggles, what did you think about the execution of Luke Skywalker?
Oh, I was hoping that it would have been Sebastian Stan. I was hoping, fingers crossed. I knew that it was CG when I first saw it,
right?
And it kind of bothered me, but then I was like, you know what, just give in, and I gave in and just accepted for what it is, and enjoyed it.
I honestly didn't think it was as bad as some of the ones they've done previously. So I think they're getting a little bit better at it, but it's not good enough that it tricks our minds fully.
Yeah.
Maybe if they'd showed a little bit less of his face, because the body, because obviously somebody's body double, and then they just deep fake the face on whoever the actor is. But the story was cool, right? And we knew immediately as they're fighting through this thing and kicking ass that when that X-wing came flying up, we're like, okay, I see what's gonna happen here. And it was just as badass as I'd hoped. I mean, he rolled in like straight kicking ass because he was at like full tilt Luke Skywalker at this point in the story.
Because I saw the X-wing coming. I'm like, show me the green lightsaber, please. Show me the green. And then of course it went to like black and white TV. I was like, God damn it.
But they showed though, like him kind of whipping through things, and I saw on some of the social media people did some side by sides of a hallway scene with Darth Vader rolling through people, and it was very similar.
Oh yeah,
so that was pretty cool how they kind of harken back.
Yeah, from Rogue One.
Is that from Rogue One?
Yeah, at the very end.
Nice. So yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
And he like crushed that dark trooper, dude. Like,
yeah, they made those guys out to be total badasses. Like the scene where even the Mando was trying to fight him, the one guy's like smashing his head, and it couldn't quite kill him.
What a helmet, though, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the steel they have. What is it, Beskar steel or something?
Yeah, I think the NFL needs to invest in some Beskar for their helmets. No more concussions.
Yeah, and you called it, like, and I pointed it out to my wife when we were watching that episode, and you said last episode of Audionots, you told everybody that they were foreshadowing using that
Beskar spear.
That spear to fight against the lightsaber, and sure enough, he used it against the dark saber. Yeah, and he defeated that guy quite easily.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is like after watching Clone Wars and now Rebels.
Yeah,
I understand the way of the Mandalorian where they had to fight for the sword, you know?
Yeah.
So I totally got why Bo-Katan was so mad. And like my wife was like, why is she mad, you know? I was like, dude, this is the warrior way, man.
Yeah.
Mando don't know, but Mando's in charge, you know?
I thought for sure that he would just like go, oh, okay, and then toss it back to Moff Gideon and go take it from him.
But then Bo-Katan would be like, no, he didn't win it fair from you, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Because like in the Rebels, Sabine gave the sword to her, you know, like, here you go.
Yeah.
It's yours now, you know?
Yeah, what the heck?
And so I think by doing that, and then she lost the sword, it kind of like, you know, I don't deserve it because I didn't, it's kind of like karma. It's kind of like karma where I didn't get it, you know, fair and square. That's why I lost the sword. And that's why she's like, no, I need to beat Moff Gideon so I get the sword. But the Mando's like, oh.
Well, that means next season he gets to roll around with a freaking Darksaber.
Yeah, so do you think it's going to be like Bo's going to be the main villain?
I don't know. Maybe I mean, it's possible. She could be so pissed that she's the main villain. I mean, she still is a Mandalorian, and we've seen that some of them are good and some of them are bad. Yeah,
I mean, they're still from two different clans, you know?
Yeah. And what's going to be interesting is to see a whole season where there is no baby Go-Gurt. And like, does he check in on Go-Gurt? Do we hear any news about him? Does Go-Gurt get to go hang out with Kylo Ren? I mean, what's happening?
It's going to be, okay, this is what it's going to happen. It's going to be Mando versus Bo-Katan trying to get the sword back. Oh shit, what's going on? And then all of a sudden they're fighting. Then Boba Fett comes in. Oh wait, Boba's the real bad guy here.
Oh yeah.
He's becoming too strong, you know?
And then they teased at I hope everybody waited past the credits because they had an amazing teaser at the very end where we got to see the book of Boba Fett, where he like rolled in and that one like snake-headed dude got all fat and took over Jabba the Hutt's spot. And Boba just like took him out and took his chair.
Oh, dude, did you know that in the Bad Batch?
Yeah.
That Mina Win, the sniper chick with Boba,
Mhm.
she's in there too.
What? Really?
Yeah. If you watch the trailer, you see her helmet that she's in there.
That's awesome. I love how they're doing that. It's I think really clever of connecting the animated stuff to the real life stuff and saying it's all part of the continuity because it's a fantasy show. So there's no reason why you can't have it that way.
Yeah, I think Netflix is trying to learn from that too because they're to do
doing
like,
it. Yeah.
The Witchers and doing like that too. You know, sometimes it's easier to explain story plots and storyline with animation than live action. Makes sense.
I love it. I think that's a great plan, and I hope we see more and more of it because if it's successful, we'll see more of it.
Yeah.
Also on Disney Plus, it came out with the movie Soul. Did you watch Soul?
I didn't watch Soul. I saw like bits and pieces of it.
Yeah,
but I didn't watch the whole thing.
So I liked it. So I'll give everybody my review then. To me, Soul is a really, really well done movie, but it doesn't seem like a kid's movie. It's an animated Pixar movie that I would say most kids would be bored out of their heads to watch. It's almost like an independent film that just happens to be made by Pixar. It follows the story of a man who wants to be a famous musician. Currently, he's a music teacher, and he's just about to get his big break, and he dies. And he's trying to work his way back into his earthly body so he can get his big break. And along the way, of course, he learns a bunch of lessons. And it was funny because it almost feels like in the end, the big lesson is, it's okay to give up.
Really?
Yeah, because like they basically are saying that your soul's purpose isn't necessarily the dreams you've always had. He never realized that his real purpose on earth was teaching these kids music because he thought his real purpose on earth was to be a musician. And so they're trying to say that you can give up on your dreams and still fulfill your purpose on earth. And it was kind of like, it's funny because you could look at it and say, well, they told you it's okay to give up. But in reality, they're saying most of us are going to have these big, wild dreams. Like we dream about being famous podcasters, but that's probably not our purpose on earth. And so it's okay to say this is fine and all, that we shouldn't be that's all we're about. And so it was pretty deep for a kid's cartoon, and probably most kids won't pick up on that, but it was really well made. I enjoyed it.
I guess we'll just settle for being famous in Russia, I guess.
That's right. It's probably all bots, like just a bunch of bots have randomly clicked onto our podcast, and we were helping like the insurgents take down the Capitol without realizing it. So,
well, I didn't watch it because my sisters watched it after we watched Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Wonder Woman here in a minute because I think we need to give that a review too. I did see though during my break, I watched Mulan. I know you'd already seen it, and I think because I wasn't a huge Mulan cartoon fan, that I didn't mind the movie at all. Like I've heard nothing but bad reviews on it, and people were disappointed with the lack of the Mushu and some of the different elements from the cartoon. But because I didn't have that connection to the original material, I was like, yeah, it's okay. I don't mind it. It was a good looking movie. Really filmed well.
Well, the dumb thing is that we knew from the very beginning that it's not based on the animation, like how Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, that we knew that the script's different, but
yeah, it was a reimagining.
Yeah, but yet people still went in watching the movie thinking that it's the animation. I was like, come on, dude. I don't know, man. You can never satisfy people.
Oh, never. Almost never. And so, I mean, I'm never satisfied either.
More.
Ooh, that was loud. Disney also has some more news. I saw they announced that this is a rumor, but I feel like it's a very strong rumor that Jessica Jones will be added to the She-Hulk cast. What do you think about that news if it turns out to be true?
I guess.
We've talked about in the past how we weren't huge fans of Jessica Jones. It sounds like they really, though, are looking to incorporate these Netflix Marvel superheroes. We've had pretty strong rumors about, Daredevil appearing in Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie. Now we're getting Jessica Jones possibly showing up in She-Hulk. I'm kind of interested. The one that I really wanted to come back to was the Punisher, but I don't know if you saw, thanks to these MAGA idiots that have been wearing Punisher logos around and storming the Capitol, there's a lot of people protesting that Marvel retires the Punisher and doesn't
What?
use them anymore. I know. I'm like, gosh, I hope that's not true. People need to relax and realize that this is not what those people are.
This is made up, guys.
Yeah, it's pretend. We don't need to have cancel culture for this. It's okay, I promise. It's not
Yeah.
inspiring normal people to do bad things.
Are they gonna recast the characters, or are they gonna use the same people?
For which ones?
Like Jessica Jones, or
yeah, from what I understand, they're gonna use the same actors.
I mean, they could, if they like write her a better story and character development, then maybe, because in the show she was just like super emo the whole time, like pissed off at the world. Why am I super strong and I used to be a superhero, now I'm just old and emo. Like, it's so like she was just like bitching the whole time. Yeah.
But maybe the fact that the She-Hulk TV show is supposed to be a legal-based dramedy will be exactly what that character needs. So she can roll in and take just the funny parts of being Jessica Jones versus being like the down and sad Jessica Jones that they gave us for multiple seasons.
Yeah, I didn't even finish the last one. I got so bored.
I didn't either. Like after they had that one guy on there that was like always doing like this, they make the memes out of him just like doing weird staring motions at her. I don't even remember what that character was called. That's how involved I was.
Oh, my wife's gonna hate you. He's a Doctor Who.
Yeah, he is a Doctor Who. He's not, and I'm not saying he's a bad actor. It's just the character that they built for him was so stupid.
Yeah,
it's like a mind controlling dickhead. It's just like, what is this? This is so boring.
Just wear headphones, homie.
I know. Defeated. I always love it when there's something really stupid to defeat these like superheroes and supervillains. It's crazy.
That's why you need Homelander, man.
Yeah, exactly. Smash. Also on the Marvel front, Kevin Feige confirmed that Deadpool 3 will in fact be part of the MCU and it will maintain its R rating. Yeah. I was like super stoked for that. Everybody was so concerned that Disney was gonna like Disneyfy it and not allow them to be the way it's been. But I think that Disney cares about money, and Deadpool made a lot of money doing what they did. So there's no reason to broke it or fix it if it ain't broke.
Yeah, and you want Ryan Reynolds on your side, right?
Yeah, I mean, that guy's awesome. So I'm pretty stoked about that news. And then just today, I saw that Chris Evans has agreed to return as Captain America. So all I can assume is because as part of the Marvel universe that we've been watching, he got old and kind of went away so they could get onto, Bucky Barnes and the Falcon doing their thing. That it must be part of these movies that must look back in time to some degree.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks, because apparently he's agreed to be in at least one more movie, possibly two. So
curious.
We shall see. Well, I mean, you would think they would work if they're doing all these multiverse of madness type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll have all these opportunities to see different versions. And it'd be cool if he showed up and was kind of a D-bag or something. I'd love that.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, WandaVision. By the time everybody listens to this, the first episode will be out. And so we'll be reviewing that on our next episode, the first episode.
Finally, Marvel stuff on Disney Plus, man.
Man, we've been waited
a whole year and a half for this.
So moving over to Netflix. Hey, I watched a new show on Netflix that I was going to tell you about, and I want to say that it's okay. It's not amazing, but it's funny, especially if you're having a few cocktails. So we actually caught this show over the holiday break, and it's called The History of Swear Words, and it stars Nicolas Cage. I don't know if you've seen the trailer or anything about this.
I've only seen the thumbnail that's suggested to me.
Yeah, so just the idea of a whole show talking about swear words with Nick Cage seemed kind of funny to me. What it reminded me of, and I don't know if you've ever watched any of these like Food Network shows where they have like all the food celebrities talking about like their favorite cupcake or their favorite place they had pho or whatever it might be. They're always like, "Oh yeah, the best steak I ever had," and then it cuts from talking head to talking head to talking head. That's what the history of swear words is. So it's a documentary, and it starts off with Nick Cage coming in and just like hitting you with all sorts of swear words. And then each episode focuses on one word. Like the very first episode focuses on fuck. That's the number one word. And the next one's shit. And so they move through kind of all the great swears of our time. And they tell us how it started, which is pretty cool. So they give you the origins of the word, where it came from, why it became a swear word. And like some of them surprisingly weren't swear words forever. And then all of a sudden became swear words. And they tell you all those things. And then they have all these funny talking heads. So it's like a variety of actors and comedians using the way they like to use the words, and like how the F word can make so many different meanings, from happy to angry to excited to surprised. But
it's kind of like how Pokemon talks. Pikachu.
Yeah, it's like you don't realize how versatile a word like fuck is until you like hear them giving you all the examples. You're like, okay, yeah, you can use that in almost any instance.
Yeah, like I see my boys out there, like, fuck you, you know, and that we're just saying hello.
Yeah. It's just like a bro saying hello.
Yeah.
So I would give it a solid 5 as far as the actual show goes. The novelty of it wears off pretty quickly. We made it through about 2 or 3 episodes, and
That's it.
Yeah, because it was the same. You start to realize that it's this exact same format every episode. So I'd recommend at least watching the first one, because it is the F word in the first one. And then if you're interested, it's the same format for every word. So they tell you the origin of it, and then they have the comedians making all their jokes for a half hour.
And at the end of the show, you'd be like hammered.
Yeah, it's a fun show to watch when you're drinking. That I can give it. Also on Netflix, they released the latest season of Cobra Kai. Is that season 3 or 4?
3, baby.
3. So I think we probably have different opinions on this still. We finished season 2 with different opinions. I think we both loved season 1. You still love season 2. For me, it jumped the shark. And then I stuck with it, and I've started watching season 3, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I know you finished it. So why don't you give your review of Cobra Kai?
Well, for me, I kind of just accepted the silliness of this whole show.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. It's so goofy that it's just fun.
I mean, that's what you give a show like that then.
For season 3, it's more like a 6.5 for me.
Okay.
Because I feel like it got too much into the kid drama.
Yes.
And not about the show, how the character development of the show, it's kind of like just basic teenage drama and stuff like that. We're going to fight each other and stuff like that. And then it just, I don't know.
For me, I'm a little harsher on it. So as everybody knows, I thought season 2 jumped the shark about halfway through and got really super corny. And then the moment that kind of killed the show for me was the very last episode where they had like an all-school karate fight.
That was the best.
It was so dumb. I was like laughing. I'm like, I can't believe this is real. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna watch season 3. I want to see what happened to Miguel. Is he gonna walk again? That kind of thing. And so the show starts off so cheesy. Like even they realize it's cheesy, and they start off with like this fake newscast in the very first episode. And then people are like, oh, it was amazing karate fight, and we're so afraid of karate now, and karate this and karate. And it's like, what the heck? And it was really stupid. The one thing I did notice, and maybe you can tell me since you finished it, where'd the fat guy go? I haven't seen the old fat guy once so far.
Stingray?
Yeah. Does he ever show up?
No, he got cut.
Oh, was there something the actor did bad in the real life? Did he get Me Too'd along the way?
Well, they cut the black girl too.
Oh yeah, what the heck?
Man, so you forgot about her.
Yeah, I did. So they're missing some characters, but yeah, the show to me, it went full Saved by the Bell. So the show, when it first started, it felt like a show you would watch during prime time. Good drama. It had a lot of moments I enjoyed. I thought the acting was okay. By the time it's gotten to season 3, it feels like daytime Saturday morning TV for young teenage boys to like karate, because they started to make the karate dojos all like different gangs almost, and they're like, my gang of karate fools gonna beat your gang, and it just keeps like amplifying as the season progresses, and I hate it, but I'm gonna finish it. I would say that season 3 for me is a solid 2.
Wow. Get out of here.
Yeah, it is not my speed. I do not care for it.
I'm gonna eagle fang your butt.
Eagle fang. And they're like, eagles don't have fangs. Like,
No, are you to the part where you get to meet the no, what's the girl's name? Allie?
is that which one's you talking about? LaRusso's daughter or the other girl? Because there's only like 2 main girls.
No, the love interest back in the day.
Oh, yeah, the Christy Swanson character.
Yeah.
No, so Johnny has been trying to Facebook her, yeah. And so that's all I've seen so far. And then I wasn't sure if she was actually going to show up because I saw that Ralph Macchio, the actor that plays the Karate Kid, said that they had hoped to get Christy Swanson back, but if something happened and they couldn't, that they would just they had a plan B.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or no, not Christy Swanson. It's the same actress that plays Homelander's handler / love interest / mom he likes to make love to. What is her name as an actress? I kept calling her Christy Swanson, but I can't remember her actual name.
Oh, I don't know. But every time I see her, I'm like, that's the milk lady.
You just imagine Homelander going, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That's all I see now.
Karate Kid sucks. Next.
According to you. Just wait till the next fight.
Yeah, okay. I can't wait. And I saw that it's already been renewed for season 4, so it's like it doesn't end.
Well, basically, season 3 it's a build up for season 4. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll figure it out along the way because it sucks. I did see a movie I really, really enjoyed on Netflix the other day. It's called The Social Dilemma. And The Social Dilemma is a documentary that has bits of acting in it. So they tell an acted story along the way that kind of shows you what the story or the movie is about, while also interviewing people that are part of it. So The Social Dilemma, the basic concept is that we're spending way too much time on social media, and that it's gotten to the point where it's able to influence our outside world. So they mention things like the Russian hackers influencing the outside world, but even more importantly, they reference things like how they're able to convince people of so much fake news that nobody knows what the truth is. And they talk about how the algorithms are built into these things that even the people who built them don't know how it works. So the people that built the algorithm that runs Facebook, they don't really even understand how it works at this point because it has what they call machine learning. And so they create it, and then it's able to continually upgrade itself. This is how we get Terminators.
Skynet, dude.
Yeah, obviously. Just straight Skynet. And the most amazing thing, I think everybody in the world should watch this movie. But the most importantly, especially for the olds, if there's any olds out there listening and you like your Facebook, what you don't realize is the things you see on Facebook are different from the things I see. They're different from the things Ren sees. And everybody thinks that they're seeing the same version of news. You're seeing completely different versions of news because it's able to populate all the things that you've looked at and only show you what you want to see. And this is how you get all this information bias where you're like, oh, but I've seen all these news stories that go this way. And they never even see the opposing views.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you ever go onto a YouTube rabbit hole, you just keep on clicking, and you only see those videos. That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So it builds like a whole idea of what you want to watch, and it sends you the wrong direction. And what they realized is they can even companies can pay to change your thinking about things. And so that's how these companies make their money, is by selling you ads and selling you propaganda, and they can do it with anyways. And that's what they hadn't expected. They created this algorithm hoping that they could use it to sell you your next pair of sneakers. They never thought about somebody using it nefariously to change an election, to make you think differently about political policy. And so what they did, they always said the Russian hackers, they're like, nobody was hacking anything. They were following the rules that we created. And so people need to be careful and they need to watch this. It's pretty good. It'll make you want to get rid of all your social media when you're done watching it.
Not you. You still have it.
Oh, heck no. Heck no.
Show me my ads.
Yeah, I love me some ads.
No, dude, it totally worked though. Like today I was scrolling through Facebook.
Yeah.
And an ad popped up. I was like, I need that. And so I went to Amazon and bought one.
I saw who was it? Simu Lee, you know, the guy that's gonna be Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I saw him tweet and he's like Boba Tea, and he just wrote it like 6,000 times. He's like, I'm trying to make sure that it starts showing me more Boba Tea.
Yeah.
So that's true. I think if you
Freaking
actually
funny.
have something you enjoy and just type it over and over again, eventually that's all you'll see.
Milk tea, jasmine tea.
Milk tea. Over on Hulu, I don't know, you don't watch Letterkenny, so I'll give the sole review of this, but Letterkenny released season 9.
Still going?
Oh my gosh, it's still going strong. Season 9 though was a little weak for me. Seasons 1 through 8 are amazing television, and I still recommend it to everybody. Letterkenny as a whole is a solid 9.5.
Wow.
It's a great show. It's Canadian. You know how we like our Canadian comedies. It's smart. It's funny. It's dirty. It's got everything you want in a television show. Season 9 got a little bit weak because they stopped following the big plot and just had kind of like one-offs. And I think it may have been due to production and coronavirus.
So are you telling me that Letterkenny, it's gonna be the next hit in the U.S.? Like
it should already be, yeah, like
Schitt's Creek, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. So it's not quite as ready-made for the general population as Schitt's Creek. I think everybody in your house would like Schitt's Creek, whereas maybe the dudes and the funnier girls may like, Letterkenny. But it's a good show. I recommend it. So if you've never tried Letterkenny, at least give an episode or two a try. Over on HBO Max, Wonder Woman came out. And we were all super excited for this. We've been waiting for it. It's a huge movie. It's probably the biggest movie to date to come directly on TV rather than just the theaters. And I don't know. What'd you think?
Honest review, the more I think about it, the more I hate it.
Yeah. I think I agree. I was super disappointed, especially just so everybody knows, I loved Wonder Woman Part 1. I thought it was an amazing movie.
The top 5 DC movie.
Maybe even higher for me.
I mean, yeah. Within the top 5.
Yeah. So the plot was stupid. I really enjoyed Pedro Pascal's villain. I thought that he played it nice and over the top. The concept, though, of the whole movie was ridiculous. The acting overall wasn't nearly as good. The special effects weren't as good. It was so long. I don't know how a movie that stupid with that simplistic of an idea could go for over 3 hours.
It dragged so much.
Yeah. So, to me, it was maybe a 4. I'd give it a 4.
For me, it's like a solid 2, man. The one word that describes that movie is it's messy. It doesn't know what it wants. And the best part of the movie was the beginning when little Wonder Woman was like racing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. When I first saw that, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. It reminded me of like Part 1. And then once it hit to like 1984, the mall scene was so stupid.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on. The movie was, and I think the reason I give it a 4 is for Gal Gadot almost exclusively because she is a extreme hot.
Yeah.
And we're not women haters at all. Like a lot of guys are like, I don't like Captain Marvel. I don't like female superheroes. They're stupid. I don't like it when they have chick fights. Like, I like that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. But this just was poorly done, which is surprising because it was the same director, the same actor. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's like, how did you make a really good Part 1 and then the sequel is like, this is it?
Yeah, hot garbage.
Yeah, and like it should be called Mando 84 because you see more of Pedro's character development than Wonder Woman herself.
Yeah, and then the ending, without spoiling anything, just like is a total cop out. It's just like all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way. I'm done being the bad guy." And you're like, "What the?"
Yeah. When you could be a villain with your words,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like at least Star-Lord went into like a dance battle,
Yeah. Yeah, everything's gonna go to hell and you're just about to lose, and you can just, hey, listen, you didn't hear this before, but did you think about this? And he's just like, oh my God, I'm done being a bad guy. Why didn't I consider that this entire 3 hours of a movie?
And the dumb thing is like spoiler alert, but she was trying to whip her lasso into his little vortex, and she didn't work. And all of a sudden, it just like crawl snake style wrapped around his leg or something. Like, how the hell that happened?
Yeah, she had all sorts of crazy ass powers. And I'm not a Wonder Woman comic book person, so maybe these things exist in the comic, but she was like straight Spider-Maning through the lightning, and she like went straight OP and could do all sorts of stuff that I didn't know she had the abilities to do. Like she was like flying. I'm like, what the hell? She's like Superman now?
Dude, she lasso a piece of cloud. Did you see that?
It was dumb.
Dude, she lasso. Yeah, like I said, the reason why I said it was messy is because she just kind of like added all those attributes to the movie. Like, oh, I forgot she could fly. Let's make her fly.
Yeah,
and she has an invisible plane. Let's do that too.
Let's fly in the invisible plane for no reason.
Yeah, because in the animations, cartoons, she flies too. So I knew that. But then
I knew about the invisible plane. It's been around since the Linda Carter version of Wonder Woman. Who, by the way, if you wait until after the credits, you get to see a cameo of Linda Carter. But yeah, and then they kind of like had a shoehorn in Chris Pine so they could have him back, and no one ever mentions the thing that Wonder Woman was perfectly okay with ruining some regular guy's life so she could have her love back. Because he like took over some other dude's body.
Yeah, he deserves to know that he slept with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Like, he has no idea he got to do that, and like, oh, bummer.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was very forced in, like the flying stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then it makes you wonder, like, how come she never flew in Justice League? You know, like what happened, man? Like,
because that's even further in the future.
It's like, did they give Patty Jenkins too much control? That she's like, you know what, this is my movie, I do whatever I want. Who cares about making it consistent with the other ones, you know? Like,
right. That's always been DC's problem, is they have no consistency. I watched another movie on HBO Max called The Dead Don't Die. I was kind of excited when I saw it pop up as a choice of something they had. It was starring a Bill Murray.
Oh, I've seen that one, yeah.
Kylo Ren himself. You seen the movie?
Yeah. I've seen it when it first came out.
Oh, the movie's garbage. So
it's very, very dry humor.
It's not even funny, though. So I watched The Dead Don't Die thinking it was eventually going to get funny, and it just doesn't. Like, it's so weird. It's like a Wes Anderson movie that happens to have zombies in it. And you're like, what is this? There's no real funny part. The funniest part of the whole movie is it kind of recognizes, well, they break the third wall and they talk about how they're in a movie. So they recognize that they're in a movie at just random points of the movie. So the very beginning, a little bit in the middle, and all the way at the end, they recognize that they're in a movie. And there's this one scene where Kylo Ren is handing his keys to this lady so she could, Tilda Swinton or Swanson, or whatever her name is, so she could drive his smart car away for some reason. And it has a Death Star or some sort of Star Wars thing on the keychain. And she's like, oh, you like Star Wars? And he's just like, it's a nod to the thing. And like, wow, God, that was the funniest part of the whole movie.
I think the funniest parts were the ones where they broke the third wall. Like, oh, of course, it was a zombie attack.
Yeah, and then it's like, he's like, how do you keep saying that this isn't going to go well? How do you know that?
I read the script.
He's like, I read the script. He's like, you read the script? Yeah, I read the whole script. He goes, oh, I only got my scenes. And he's like, what is happening with this movie? I could not, whatever the opposite of recommend is, I would dissuade anybody out there not to waste your time with The Dead Don't Die. I give it a solid half a star or half a nut. Doesn't even get one for me. I hated that movie so much.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me after watching Wonder Woman. I'm like, man, this movie sucked. So I lost all mood to watch anything else.
Yeah,
and that's why I didn't watch Soul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Wonder Woman killed it for you.
Thanks, Wonder Woman.
Damn it, Wonder Woman. Totally Wonder Woman Soul. Also, one last little tidbit about HBO Max is Search Party, a TV show that I do recommend. Very good show. It's starting season 4 tonight. So by the time you listen to this, you can watch, and they're dropping them 3 episodes at a time. So you'll be able to watch the first 3 episodes of season 4. Search Party stars Maybe from Arrested Development, whatever her real name is. It's a really good show, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, quick review on the Titans show. I binge watched the whole 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and I really like it.
You loved it, huh?
Yeah, because I think whoever's in charge of that DC, they're just really good at storytelling, character development, and they just make a really good show. You know, like how you like Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it too.
Nice. I might give Titans a try because I was a little worried it was too CW looking, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's very well made. I enjoyed it, and I think the CG was kind of lame.
Not so
but,
good.
Yeah, but then again, it's a good watch. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Very good. So there are things on HBO Max to watch. On regular TV, I always like to say YouTube TV because that's how I watch my regular TV. But on Fox Network, they debuted The Great North. And The Great North is made by the Bob's Burgers people. Remember, they also made that Central Park show on Apple TV, and I was excited about that. And I did not like because it was just a whole bunch of singing. Well, I'm happy to say, very happy to say, The Great North, while not perfect, and you could tell it has a long ways to go to kind of massage itself into a good TV show, is a lot like Bob's Burgers. In fact, all the way to the point where they have one of the kid characters that wears a funny hat, and just like what's her face does, Louise does with her rabbit ears, this kid wears like a bear hat.
Nice.
So I recommend The Great North for anybody who likes Bob's Burgers and wants a little bit more. It's like the Wilderness Alaska version of Bob's Burgers, and it has Ron Swanson is one of the voices. What is his name? I forget his name. Nick Offerman, and it's got
Will Forte.
Yeah, Will Forte. It's got all sorts of people. So it like has a really great voice cast, and it has tons of potential. So while the first episode I was kind of like if I was only going to judge it on the first episode alone, it kind of falls right in the middle, maybe a 5. But I have a feeling that it's going to like gain some traction and get into that kind of Bob's Burger territory. So if you like Bob's Burgers, you should watch The Great North.
Nice.
And then my last TV review before we jump to our year in review, I think we're going to skip the trailers because we've talked so much about TV today. And I made you watch the trailers ahead of time, so I apologize for that. I really want to talk about this show, though, real quick before we take a break, is I got CBS All Access, and I think I told people that I was watching Below Decks or Lower Decks. There's a Star Trek cartoon made by the Rick and Morty people. Because I still had a few weeks left, I started watching the Captain Picard show. And I'm gonna say the craziest thing you've ever heard, and this is gonna blow your mind. You're not gonna understand it.
And you're like a major Star Wars fan, right?
I'm a Star Wars guy through and through. I've never been a big Trekkie, so I've seen reruns of the old original stuff. I never really watched too much of the new stuff. I saw a little bit of Star Trek Next Generation, which Picard is based off of, just a few episodes here and there, less than 5. But I knew the concept of all the characters and kind of what they did. And I've seen all the movies. So I've seen all the Star Trek movies, and they're always kind of been like, whatever,
The new ones or the old ones?
Both. I've seen all the Star Trek movies.
Oh, wow.
So, but I wouldn't say that I'm a Trekkie by any means, like not at all. I much prefer Star Wars.
Right.
So this is what's most shocking, I think, to anybody who's out there is I enjoyed the Picard show so much that it was one of my fave shows I've seen all year. And I liked it better than The Mandalorian.
Wow. No way. That's like the hottest take ever.
It's true. And I'm not sure that anybody will ever agree with me, but I don't know what it was about that show. It spoke to me. So the things I liked about it is it had an amazing script from start to finish. And I think they're going to have a second season, but you don't need it. If you only watch the one season, it's perfect from start to finish. You don't need to know any of the characters. So if you've never watched a minute of Star Trek, you can watch this show and understand what's happening. If you know a little bit like I do, if you have just the basic knowledge, you're going to really like it. I almost wonder if you like Star Trek a lot, if you would not like it as much, because maybe it's not for regular Trekkies, because they all like the real feel-goody garbage. And this is pretty dark for Star Trek. The movie is well acted, some of the best acting I've seen in forever. It's emotional. The special effects are amazing, like fantastic. And the entire plot just works so well, and they move through it. It is honestly one of the best shows I've seen in a while.
Wow.
I give it a solid 9.5.
Dang, that's pretty high.
Yeah, I really liked it. Maybe even a 10. That's how much I liked it. I enjoyed it so much.
More than Mando.
Yeah, more
ladies
than Mandalorian.
And gentlemen.
And don't get me wrong, I love me some Mandalorian. I mean, we spend, half hour each episode talking about it. Yeah, it was good. So anybody out there, you could probably easily watch this show in the regular 7-day free trial that they always offer. I would highly recommend that if you're bored and you need something to do, get the 7-day trial, watch Picard, maybe go online, learn who Captain Picard is, learn who Data is, know your basic Star Trek characters, and then run with it because it's fantastic.
Is Data the same actor too?
Yes. So they bring back, not only did they bring back actors from the Next Generation, they bring back some actors from like Deep Space Nine. And I've never seen a single episode of Deep Space Nine, but I knew who like the hot character was from that show. And they brought her back. And I'm
The
like,
hot
okay, I know who
blonde?
that is. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you know too. Yeah. They bring her back and she has a major role. And they bring back like number one, you know, that character, Stryker or whatever his name is. See, I don't even know their names that well. And they bring them back and they all perform so well. And they have the most realistic version of a fantasy show I've seen in a long time. And it was just well done.
Was Reading Rainbow on there?
Well, he was on the original show, but he was not in this movie or in this
Oh.
show. He's not in Captain Picard, Mark Picard.
Okay.
But yeah, so there it is. Everybody go out and get your 7-day free trial and watch Picard. I recommend it. It's so good. You should watch it. I think you would like it. And I know you don't care about Star Trek. I'm telling you, this is a show that you can enjoy without caring about Star Trek.
Maybe when I get real bored.
Think about it. Think about it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't oversell it. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back. We're gonna hit everybody with our favorite things of 2020. Because guess what? You know, there were a few good things, and we will review those things next on the flip side. Need affordable graphic design? VisualAntiDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualAntiDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. So we want to talk about the best of 2020. I know when you look back on 2020, you think, oh my gosh, what a garbage year. There's going to be, the history books will tell the tale of 2020, how it was one of the worst years ever made. And so Ren and I have come up with a couple of just basic categories. It's not like our year in review that we did last year, where we talked about, you know, these are our top 5 this, our top 10 that. There was not enough good to quite do top 5s and top 10s. So we've gone with top 3s of just a few categories. And I thought we could go back and forth and list our favorite things. And so I don't know about you, but let's start with like number 3 and work our way to 1. Does that sound good?
Gosh.
Okay, so the first category is actually pretty difficult. And I told Ren the criteria for this is the best movies of 2020. Now, this doesn't include, I just happened to watch a movie from 1995 that I've never seen before in the year 2020 because I was bored. These are movies that were out. They came out in 2020, released in 2020. And so do you want to go first on this one or second?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
Let's Man, this topic was hard. You guys like
coming in number 3.
What the hell did what it came out in 2020?
I actually had to look to make sure because I had one movie on my list and it turned out that it came out in 2019, but I saw it in 2020. It was the last movie I actually saw in the theater, which was Birds of Prey. And Birds of Prey would have probably made my top 3 list because my top 3 list is not great, but it came out in 2019, even though I didn't see it until February of 2020.
Wait, I have that on my list too. It's 2019?
Yeah, I checked.
Damn it.
It came out right at Christmas time.
Because it got moved, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna cross that one out then. Because that was my number 2.
All right. So what's your number 3?
Number 3 was Onward.
Oh,
with
nice.
Chris Pratt and Spider-Man.
That was a really good cartoon.
Yeah, it was like, and they gave it to us on Plus.
Yep.
So we watched it, and I didn't
charge.
Free charge. So
yep.
And that was a really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
I would go as far to say that Onward is more fun than Soul by leaps and bounds. So if you wanted to watch a new Pixar movie or a new Disney, I don't even know if that one's Pixar or Disney. If you want to watch one of those computer animated movies with your kid, that's the one to watch.
Yeah, I liked it.
I really liked that one too.
Number 2 was Birds of Prey, but I don't
technically that's fine. But yeah, it did not come out in 2020.
Yeah. And then my number 1 was The Old Guard.
Oh, excellent. That was a really good movie too.
Yeah.
All right, you want to hear my list?
Okay. Is it crazy?
Okay. It's so similar to yours, other than I realized that Birds of Prey came out the previous year. It's so funny. So at number three, I had The Old Guard. So I like that movie too. So I think that we were thinking along all the same lines. I think part of the reason is there weren't a lot of movies to choose from. Yeah. So the old guard was good with what's her face, and I'm hoping they'll make a sequel because I think that movie deserves a sequel. My number 2 movie was Onward.
Wow.
I know, but my number 1 movie, drumroll, you didn't have it on your list. I don't know if you've even seen it. So maybe
Bad
people
Boys
will
for
watch it.
Life.
And I've never seen Bad Boys for
Oh.
Life. Otherwise, that's the thing though. There are a few movies that are probably better than my top 3, but I haven't seen. Like I still want to see Love and Monsters, but I just haven't.
Yeah,
seen
me too.
It yet. So that could easily jump to number 1. But my current number 1 is a movie I've actually seen that came out in 2020. Was Andy Samberg in Palm Springs. That movie is
2020?
so fun. Yes. Yep. I checked.
I remember you talked about that too.
Yep. So if you haven't seen Palm Springs and you like that kind of repeat day type movie, it's a good one. It's right up there for me with Groundhog Day and Live, Die, Repeat. Pretty good.
Oh, Happy Death Day.
Yeah. Well, or it's better than Happy Death Day, but it's the same kind of idea.
Yeah, I think that if I watched like Tenet, it would have made my top, but I'd never seen it. I feel
that was the thing.
Like
I feel like Tenet could have made a top 3 list. I think that Love and Monsters could have made a top 3 list, but I've never seen it, so how can I judge them?
Yeah. So, and like I looked up top movies in 2020.
Yeah.
And they're all these like movies that are meant to win awards. I'm like, I don't see any of that crap.
Nobody's seen that. Yeah, forget
it's
that.
Too smart for me, man.
Yeah, me too.
I want just Love and Monster stuff.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. And I saw that, by the way, if you're really interested, it's down to $3.99 to rent through all the different VOD services. So I'm pretty close to not waiting and just renting it maybe one of these weekends. Because I did rent that weird movie with the guys like Buddy Games, that movie. The guys like attacking each other for fun. All right, so next we have our top 3 TV shows. This one for me was actually way easy.
Yeah.
Way easier than the movie one. In fact, I have a couple also almost made the list I wanted to mention, but yeah, this one was difficult for me to choose which was going to go where. So what was your number 3 best television show of 2020?
Number 3 was a show called Kingdom on Netflix.
Kingdom? I don't think I've seen Kingdom.
It was the Korean zombie show, TV show.
Oh, nice. And it was that good that you would recommend it as the 3rd best television show of 2020?
Yeah, because it's like season 2 that came out this year. And the thing I liked about it was they're like Korean zombies, they're not like your typical I'm gonna get you slow.
Are they fast zombies or slow zombies?
They're like fast, dude. They chase you like it's hella scary. Like when the sun comes out, they chase you and you gotta run. You don't run, you're dead, dude. And then when
is it subbed or dubbed?
It's dubbed.
Dubbed. Okay. Yeah. All right. I might watch that then. You said that was on Netflix?
Yeah, season 1 and season 2. And then like when the sun goes down, that's when they go back to sleep. So they're kind of like vampires in a way,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, the zombies sleep at night?
Yeah,
and they're only awake during the day?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. All right. I'm down. I'm gonna try Kingdom. You've convinced me.
Yeah, you gotta get over that 1-inch barrier, man.
Yeah, that's okay. What is your second favorite television show of 2020?
My second is like a combination because it's all the basic ones that we watch,
Okay.
So I grouped the boys.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's
season 2.
Yeah. Yep. And then I grouped Umbrella Academy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're very similar. Yep.
Yeah, and The Mandalorian all in one as number 2.
Okay, well that seems unfair, but okay. Those are all good shows.
They're all season 2,
That's interesting. So The Boys, Umbrella Academy, and Mandalorian fell in for you at the second number 2 place. That means there's a show better than all 3 of those?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
And it's not Picard.
I gotta hear it. What's the number 1 show of 2020?
Number 1 show of 2020 is Utopia.
Oh, I gotta clap that one out.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a great show.
That show is so underrated, man. If you look at the internet and like best show of 2020, it doesn't even make the list. It's like, have you guys seen this show? It's so good.
What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
Amazon's bringing the noise though, right? Utopia, The Boys, a lot of the shows that you picked were on Amazon. So don't sleep on Amazon TV.
Yeah. All right, man.
You ready for me?
Yeah. Okay,
so I have 2. Why I wasn't like you, I didn't group 3 shows as my number 2. I had 2 almost shows, right? So just missing the top 3. I had The Queen's Gambit. That show was really good. It's probably not the show that I would normally talk about and recommend on this style of show, But The Queen's Gambit is well written, it's well acted, and it's a great story from start to finish. You don't have to worry about like tuning in next season because it's a kind of a 1-season deal, but it's good. Also, just missing, and I had to check because I thought, did this show come out in 2020 or before? And it came out the very beginning of 2020, so I almost missed it. Upload. Do you remember Upload?
Yeah.
Another
that was 2020?
Yep, the very beginning of 2020. I think like February of 2020, Upload came out on Amazon TV, and it's another really good television show. It's a comedy. So jumping into my actual top 3, your number 1 came in number 3 for me, and that was Utopia.
Nice.
I love that show. I really hope that gets a sequel because it's amazing. My number 2 show was The Mandalorian, all by itself. No friends, no companions, just The Mandalorian. And I've probably already given away what I think was number 1 for 2020. But Picard was my number 1 show of 2020. My shocker, my Cinderella story. They started in the Sweet 64, the March Madness, and they marched their way all the way to the first place, and I didn't even see them coming.
Picard was like you in fantasy football, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Started from the bottom.
Things are just meant to happen. So now I'm here. So okay, we only have one more category. Is actually, let's do the worst. We have the best overall three things, and it can be anything you want to choose, and the worst overall 3 things. The worst, I think, is very easy for 2020, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell us your 3 worst things that happened in 2020, starting with number 3.
Number 3 is Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe.
Oh my gosh! You know, I feel kind of bad then about my number 3 because I totally slept on Kobe being passed. So I apologize. Number 24 or 23. What number was he?
Number 8.
Number 6. Number 5. Okay.
Yeah, that was like the biggest shock. You know, like what the hell?
Such a shock. 2020 kicked us in the balls with every turn that took.
And then number 2 for me was all the goddamn cancellations of shows and TVs.
Oh, that was losing everything that
like all the Marvel shows. Yeah,
everything getting moved far away. Yeah. That's a good one.
And then my number 1 is basically COVID itself.
COVID itself deserves to be. I don't think anything else deserves number 1. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, because you know I like going to live events like basketball, go to music, concerts, stuff like that. And they can't do that anymore, you know?
It ruins so many things. Yeah. It keeps you away from your family, all these different things. It's a hopefully once in a lifetime type event, once in 100-year type event from what we've seen in the past. Hopefully it doesn't start happening more often. But yes, that's an excellent choice for number 1. My number 3 worst thing to come out of 2020 was Quibi. Quibi was the Quick Bites television show that I was so excited about. And they put billions with a B, billions of dollars worth of money into the content on that show, and it failed so horribly that it doesn't exist anymore. The one good piece of news about Quibi is I just read that Roku has purchased the rights to all the television shows. So if there was any shows you liked on Quibi, they will be showing up on Roku TV. So there you go. Not as good as Quibi, it's similar.
Oh, baby.
My number 2 worst thing to happen in 2020 was the presidency. Oh my gosh. I don't care if you're left or right anymore. I think that you got your head in the sand if you can't admit this was one of the worst presidencies, at least that I've ever witnessed, probably of all time history. You know, he's been impeached twice. He got people to attack the Capitol. I don't want to get political here, but if you can't at this point admit that this is one of the worst things to happen to our country, you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, and you're old, man.
And I'm old. Yeah. I'm like, look at me. Everybody who's on YouTube, look at me. I should be the guy that's like, that guy's a Trump supporter. No way. Get out of here. F that guy. I don't like, I'm not right. I'm not left. I'm straight down the middle. So like, I can see for what it really is. So, and it was bad news.
They call you Ezra.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a gray Jedi when it comes to politics. And my number 1 also aligns with your number 1. Coronavirus itself has been devastatingly horrible. It ruined all of 2020. It's probably going to kick the shit out of 2021. But I do believe, and I am hopeful, that we will get past it. So to end on a good news, that's why I want to do the worst first. We didn't end on bummer stuff. the best things of 2020. And I found 3, and I'm sure you found 3. What was your third best thing to come out of 2020 overall?
Oh, my number 3 is thanks to COVID, I was able to do the things that I love doing: staying home, playing video games, watching TVs and movies.
So what you're saying is it was an introvert's paradise.
Yeah, without feeling bad, saving lives, baby.
Yeah, you sit at home, you play your video games, and you look around and you say, I'm saving lives. I'm a hero.
Yep.
That's good. That's awesome. That's a great choice. What's the number 2 best thing to come out of 2020?
Number 2 was I decided to breed my betas for the first time in my life, and I did it first try. That's pretty exciting.
You started a beta business from nothing but like a hope and a dream. And like, next thing you know, you had 6,000 little fish.
You get a beta. You get a beta.
You went straight Oprah on the beta fish.
Yeah. Even you have some now too.
I have betas too, and I love them, by the way. So if anybody wants some, you should definitely get some from Ren because they are fantastic.
Yeah, I actually have 4 going out this weekend on Monday.
Love it. So the beta fish were number 2. That means what was the best thing to happen to you in the year 2020?
Just like last year. Last year, my number 1 was getting married.
Yeah.
So my number 1 this year was me celebrating my 1-year anniversary with my wife. So
suck up. His number 1 is a suck up call.
Yeah.
It's because she's our biggest fan.
Yeah.
I won't say that about my wife because I don't think she even listens anymore.
Yeah. So she is my number 1.
That's awesome. Good for you. I love it. Love is strong. And 2020 wasn't able to break that love. That's good. That's hopeful. Everybody listen up. That's a good thing. Everybody should be loving their loved ones because it's important in this day and age.
Yeah, they need you more than now than ever.
More than now than ever. All right. So my number 3 aren't quite as dramatic as falling in deeper love. My number 3 best thing to come out of 2020 was the NBA bubble. The NBA bubble was amazing. We thought sports was done. We didn't think we were going to get it anymore. And then they gave it to us. And so we got NBA. Everybody stayed healthy. It was fantastic. It was fun to watch. It was just the whole concept was really well done. My number 2 was theater movies at home. We were able to watch all these huge, big budget movies in the comfort of our houses. I thought that was great.
Onward, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, to name a few.
Yeah.
My number 1 best thing to come out of 2020 was a private company sent 2 dudes into space. And this gets lost in all the shuffle. America hasn't sent a human being into space in like 50 years. We sent 2 private citizens into space from America, and everybody just ignored it because the end of the world was happening. And this is the kind of stuff that changes history. We keep talking about traveling for leisure into space, vacationing in space. This is step 1, and it happened in 2020. It's a historic event that too many people have forgot happened. So I think Elon Musk, even though he seems kind of dicky, but SpaceX and all those things made this happen alongside NASA, and it was impressive.
And those 2 traveled on a dragon up to space.
Yeah. So that's what I had. I thought it was pretty cool. And amongst all the historical bad things that happened, there was one really neat historical good thing.
Yeah, man, you're just like big picture stuff.
Yeah, big picture. I was trying to think. I really put some of my noodle to work.
Yeah, I'm just like, what happened to me? All by myself.
Well, I think that we got to get close to wrapping this up because on your screen, I can see your little battery blinking. That's
you can see that?
Yeah, it's red, and it looks like you're about to lose video. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to tell everybody that it's only going to get better. 2020 is going to be amazing. We're going to come with amazing shows as often as we can, fewer pauses in between. And our communications are going to continue to get better, and the world's going to improve. The vaccine is here. We got new people in office. I see only thing but good stuff coming. So with that, Ren and I wish you guys all a happy new year, and we will see you on the flippity flip. Bye. Audionuts.